What's good, everybody? It's your brother Mad Black, the most dangerous, most toxic black man on the internet, and I am black up in your face again with some more pro black commentary. A few weeks ago, I made a video talking about this white female who went missing in Memphis, Tennessee. Her name was Eliza Fletcher, and she was out jogging early in the morning, and she was kidnapped, apparently, by this black male named Cleotha Abston. And later, the day she went missing, because she was part of this very rich family in the area. The police went out looking for her immediately, and they found her, but she was already dead 2 days later. Okay, so 2 days after going missing, they found her dead body, and they pinned it on this Negro, Cleotha Abston. Now, I honestly don't know whether he did it or not yet. In my opinion, I think they just found this Negro or looked at his record and pinned it on him. But, we shall see as time goes on. But I told you if I got any more facts about this story, I was going to report on it. So here it goes. And it was a very interesting story brought up by the Young Turks, where they looked into this Cleotha Abston guy and how the police were, able to catch him. And I guess in the midst of looking up this guy's DNA and looking it up in the system, because he is in the system, they found that he had actually sexually assaulted a young black girl. Well, she's not a girl; she's a woman, 22 years old, and her name is Alicia Franklin. She's still alive. I'll almost say it was, but she's still alive. So he sexually assaulted this young black woman, and it happened months ago. So it happened before the kidnapping of this white woman, Eliza Fletcher. So had the police actually acted on this first sexual assault of this black woman in Memphis, the white woman would still be alive. So the point of the story that they did on the Young Turks was basically saying that had the police not allowed racism to get in the way, they could have actually saved this white woman. It shows how racism in the justice system actually affects white people as well in a negative way. They think it's helping them, but it actually affects them in a negative way because you're letting rapists get away. So this black woman, Alicia Franklin, she went on a date with this guy. She met him on a dating app, and he, took her somewhere, blindfolded her, and then assaulted her. So she did the smart thing, and I give it up to this young lady for one thing, just for surviving this horrible experience, but also for doing the proper thing when you're sexually assaulted. She didn't wait 30 years later to say something. She didn't go on social media and accuse a man of sexually assaulting her or just complaining. She got a rape kit done at the hospital that she went to that same night. She also went to the police and filed a police report that same within the same 2 days. Okay, and she also gave the police all types of information about this guy as much as she had. She talked about the area he came from. She talked about the dating site that she met him on. But the bad thing was he deleted his account after he raped her, so that made that part of it hard to find. But she was putting this information out there, and they had, I think, his cell phone record, so they should have been able to at least you know ping him or find him some way somehow with that. But they took the rape kit, they took her statement, they knew where the guy was, and then they just let it sit on the shelf somewhere. And this only came up later after this white woman had been kidnapped and abducted. And they say they found Cleotha Abston's DNA around this white woman, so that's how they said he did it. But in looking up other things that he had done, because apparently the black women in the area have been complaining about this scumbag for a long time, and it goes along with something that I've always said, that the system knows who the devils are and the hood wolves are and the rapists and the drug dealers and everything else who they are in our community, but they allow them to operate. If it's in our community, and these devils are terrorizing us, they allow these fools to operate. Okay, and just let them stay there. But now, when it comes to an innocent black person who's not doing anything, then they bring in a SWAT team and they kill that black person. But if it's some sort of sicko or a Pookie or a Ray Ray who's terrorizing the black community, they let those Negroes just run free. Okay, and from what I understand, Cleotha Abson was someone who was known for, at the very least, harassing women. Like, he would always proposition just regular black women. Like, he had a proposition some black woman and her teenage daughter for sex. And people have been talking about this guy and uh, putting it out there how dangerous this guy is. That at the very least he's a pervert. Now, in my opinion, black people in the neighborhood should have handled him. The real men in the neighborhood should have handled him. This is why you need proper black male leadership, so scumbags like that can't just be walking around free. I know good and damn well if some fool propositioned my wife and my daughter in my area, all hell will break loose. You be hearing about me on social media or on the regular news, okay? I don't care if he's black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever. But if some dude was just propositioning my wife and my daughter, that'd be the last time you heard from him, okay? And so this is why you need black males in the community to stop nonsense like that. Even if there is someone who's within their community, I would assume the people in the community probably know who this fool is. At least they at least know his family. Okay, they would have to know that this guy is a pervert and disgusting, and that he might be a sexual offender, right? So basically, what I want to get the basis of this story is, had they stopped this scumbag when he raped this black woman, Alicia Franklin, then he would never have been able to attack this white woman, right? That's if he actually did it. And like I said, that this is my conjecture, that no one's saying this but me, that I'm not exactly sure if he's the one that actually killed this white woman either. I mean, she was part of a wealthy family. She was a wealthy heiress. There might have been something going on with that, and they're just using him as the scapegoat. You see what I'm saying? I'm thinking more, it might be some intrigue going on with her family, and we probably won't find out about it till years later. They're going to make this Negro take the fall for it because, like I said, they know who the criminals are in the black community, so it'd be very easy for them to just grab him and grab some of his DNA from somewhere and say, okay, this is the Negro that did it. They could have easily just spread his DNA on the woman's body or whatever, and said, this is the guy we're looking for. I somewhat believe that just because of how fast they found her and how fast they caught him. You see what I'm saying? 2 days. Usually investigations don't go that fast unless the person is in the midst of committing another crime, or he just comes out and confesses that he did it. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of police operations work like this, and I can understand from the perspective of the fact that this white woman was someone known in the community and her family was known in the community. They personally went to the police and say, you need to solve this crime. So the police probably just grabbed whoever, you know what I'm saying, just to say, we solved this crime with this rich white person. You know what I'm saying? They go above and beyond. And even if they have to pin the crime on somebody, they're going to get somebody. And it's easy to grab just some perverted Negro in the neighborhood who already has a record of being a sex offender. It's real easy just to pick one of them up. But we might not find out until years later that Cleotha Abson did not commit this crime in particular. Now, I still do believe he's a scumbag and a criminal and a sex offender because, like I said, from black women's testimony in that community, he's known for that. So I'm not excusing him. I'm not saying he's a good guy or he's being wrongfully accused. He just might be having this particular crime pinned on him that he actually didn't do, but he probably should have already been locked up for the things he was already doing, or the black community should have dealt with his punk ass in our own way. You see what I'm saying? So that just want to make that clear in this video. But if you folks want to, let me know what you think about it in the comment section. I would like to hear from you on this one, and maybe give me some of your theories. I know some people did that on the other video I did. So, let me know maybe more of what you might think about what's going on with this story. Anyway, and once again, if I see any more instances of this, I'm going to, or any more stories about this, I'm going to keep on reporting about it because it is happening in my area. So that's the reason why I'm keeping up with it. Anyway, Mad Black, and I will be back with my foot on these devils' back.